Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Psych Club, from News with Tom Numbers, Top of Your Game, and the Tom Numbers Show. So today is an exclusive episode of News with Tom Numbers. So in this episode, what I like to do in this show, I like to go through newspapers or other public forms of media, and decode what's going on. I've got a newspaper to show you. I like to reference films and movies, TV shows as well. And on this occasion, I'm going to reference someone else's little clip that was put out. So many people may have seen, well, first of all, today is November 6th, 2023. So if you're watching it, if you're a subscriber, you'll be watching it right now and you'll know the date. And it's interesting actually because today is Monday and makes me think of money. Interestingly enough, the numbers for Monday, M-O-N-E-Y, 72, which is also money, 72, which is also first, 72. Makes me think of America First, 122, Donald money, USA money, well, America money, Paul money, or Paul First, Eileen money. Anyway. So yesterday I was privileged to be on November 5th in London, in Westminster, and I did a video, and people can see that on my YouTube, and I coded all that out, and it was the 309th day of the year yesterday. Today is the 310th day of the year, but next year, as I've been telling everyone, 310th day of the year will be November 5th because we'll have an extra day because of the leap year, which will be February 29th. The extra day that we get every 4 years. A funny thing, but it's a beautiful synchronicity, is yesterday when I was on my way back, I folded the receipt so you could kind of keep private the cashier's name, etc. But I picked up a few items late last night coming back. Can you see that? So it was 5th of November, which was last night. And can you see the grand total? I picked up 3 random things, and it came to 310. This is how the synchronicities work. This is what happens in my world. And I know it happens in a lot of your worlds as well. But yeah, that was just another God wink. That was just another thing from the universe telling me that we're on track for 310. And then today, this morning, maybe it must have probably come out yesterday, but I saw it on one of the chats I'm in. Jack Kidd posted it, and it was a reference to Phil. So people will know who Phil is, and he was talking about remember. I actually got a message to him maybe a month ago or so. Rachel, Right Side Blonde, knows him. She's done an interview with him. I found his email. He put his email out a while ago, and I messaged him. Didn't hear back, but then I gave it to Rachel, and eventually she got through to him and did the interview with him. Anyway, they've been passing back and forth, and I did share something about remember. I guess we'll keep that quiet, the details of it, but maybe it'll come up in the show. Anyway, he's done a show, Remember, and I did one yesterday, Remember. And he said that the RV has taken place. Now that obviously got everyone's attention, and there's levels upon levels of disclosure. Full disclosure, one of the things he said ages ago, is 176. Full conclusion is 176. Back to the Future is 176. The Quantum Leap is 176. Real Tom Numbers is 176. And November the 5th is 176. Anyway, he said that the RV had taken place. And then he described how we'll see that take place publicly over the next, I guess, days, weeks, months. And I would add to that year, okay? I would say year. I think it took place a long time ago. But nevertheless, there's what's the phrase? There's I's to dot and T's to cross. Makes me think of Wayne's World 2. Anyone knows that? And President Trump is used in his NFTs, Trump World. I did a thing with Charlie Ward 3 years ago. I said the connection with Batman, Wayne's World, and Trump World. and President Trump's got Hollywood replaced, and it says Trump World. So it's coming, everyone, it's coming. But let's look at what Phil said in his opening remarks of this, of what he did on, well, the clip I saw anyway. It wasn't particularly long, but that's just because the way it was, copied. I don't know how full or long his full message was, but the bit that he talked about the RV is interesting. So I did some codes yesterday on the RV before I saw this. That's it. So 140 is the apprentice, it's the military, it's the currency, it's Tom Numbers, it's also the RV reset, and it's also the RV exchange, 140. So it's a good number to have. Okay, so he said, where are we? He said that, so he started off saying this. He said, I've got some things to say to you guys. Guys is 72, which is money, because Guy is 53, but Guys with the S is 72 money. It's also first, it's also Monday. Next year will be a Tuesday, because that's 95, that's the shot. It's emergency, it's promise, it's the Queen. Who's the Queen? Anyway, so he said today marks he said today marks an enormous occasion. So if you do, I looked at it first and I did marks an enormous occasion. That's kind of just what caught my attention, and I did some more on it. Where are we? So here we go. Let's have a look. I think it's down here. So marks is 62, which is Queen, which is shot. The shot heard around the world, 309. That was yesterday. Ordinarily, the shot heard around the world, 309, will change to 310 because it's on the leap year. Leap is 34, which is Grace, DJT. Kick, you've got the Inception analogy with the kick. Every 4 years it's really kicked on. I mean, in between it does, but it boom, Look at 2012 Olympic ceremony, 2016, Brexit happens, Brexit 78 Kennedy, Trump gets in power, which is, that was in 2016, then the inauguration 2017 of January, in January. All those celebrities died, went into protection. Leicester City win the Premier League. All kinds of things happened in 2016. 2016 was a pretty good year as well for me personally, so lots of adventures. But then 2020 came in, the big one. Boom. Then we got the next one, 2024. President Trump has said next year is going to be the final battle. He's told us, he said about the 4-year pause, this is all coming, everyone. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, so he says, marks and enormous. So marks, Anne, is 62, marks, Queen, shot. Nicola, as in Tesla, Anne is 15. Marks Anne is 77. 77 is a number of things, but two of them is power, and it's also hertz. I'll give you another one, it's Christ as well. There's some other things. Enormous is 120, which is the truth. So marks and enormous comes to 197, which comes to the 5th of November, which comes to Every Last Secret, which also comes to Diana Spencer Trump. And then occasion is 79, which is silver, which, sorry, it's not silver, it's gold. It's the atomic number for gold, 79. It's also William. It's also the country beginning with you, out near Russia. I guess I could say it anyway, people know what it is. But it's also wonder, and it's also super. So it's a great number as well. The dove is 79 as well. Anyway, so marks an enormous occasion. That comes to 276. 276. That comes to reset, or the reset, or the exchange, which is 176, left remaining 176, which is Back to the Future, which is Level Playing Field, which is November the 5th. So you can do, from that, you can do November the 5th, 176, plus the reset, or plus the exchange, which is 100. That comes to 276, which comes to marks an enormous occasion. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at this. Okay, he also says this, he says, and will be remembered. So and is 19, which is DNA. Will is 56, which is light, which is healing. That comes to 75, which is eternal, which is north, but it's also magic wand and it's funding. So we're talking about the RV here. And will, okay, so and will is 75, which is funding, which is magic wand. And then get this, so B is 7. BE7, remembered. So remember is 79. So, which actually comes to occasion as well. So, but remembered, if you add the ED, the 9 to it, the ace, or I, that takes you to 88, which is Trump, which is also Scotland, it's Edinburgh, it's Copenhagen, it's Budapest, it's purple, it's California, Mormon is another one. Anyway, so, and will be remembered. So be remembered is 95, which is emergency, which is the shot, which is the Queen, which is Tuesday, which is promise. And will be remembered all together, and next year 310, November 5th, takes place on a Tuesday. So and will be remembered comes to 170, which comes to bolt of lightning, comes from my buddy Matt Letitia, and if you drop the 0, it's 17, which is Q, the 17th letter. If you just do this, if you do will be remembered, it comes to 151, which comes to Lady Diana Spencer, which comes to the Jasara reset, also comes to Jesus Christ. So will be remembered. Okay, let's have a look at this. There's some others here. He talked about bank failures. Bank failures is 119, which is redemption. It's a flip on, 119. So flip on 911. These are ones I came up with. All banks fail, comes to 100, comes to the reset, comes to the exchange, comes to time machine. All the banks fail, come to 133, comes to government, comes to simulation, comes to Terminator, comes to Isle of Wight, comes to Mike Johnson, the speaker. Who is he? All the banks will fail, comes to actually my birthday, February, which is 93. Sorry, February is 96. And 15th is 93. So all the banks will fail. So if they do, what will they do instead? All of the banks will fail comes to the 4th of July. President Trump did a brilliant speech on, it would have been the 4th of July, but it was on the leap year. So back, if you cast your mind back to 2020, he was at Mount Rushmore and he was there on the Saturday. Next Saturday night, we're going back to the future. And he talked about promissory notes, about Martin Luther King and promissory notes. Promissory notes, that's currency. That's bonds, that's, that's RV stuff. Melania put out a tweet. Ariel said this, reminded, I'd seen it before and saw it, but he reminded me of it. And she basically said that they signed, I think it was the Constitution again? So they put in a new one, but that all kind of went, they tell you publicly, but it kind of went over everyone's head. They thought, oh, they're just re-signing it. But he was at Mount Rushmore and he was there on July 3rd. Now, Independence Day is July 4th, but because it was a leap year, it was on the same day that it would have been if it was an ordinary year. And the significance of that is because July 4th is the 185th day of the year, okay? Now the 185th, well, 185 comes to a lot of things. It comes to Book of Revelation, it comes to the Silver Reset, it comes to non-fungible token, or a non-fungible token, I should say. I wonder who created them. And it comes to Donald John Trump. So Donald John Trump, on the 185th day of the year in 2020, 20 is 107, which is currency, so currency, or quantum currency, 107, comes to 214. On that day, which was the 185th day of the year, because you had the extra day on February 29th, he spoke from Mount Rushmore, which was July 3rd. July is 68, which is Baron, which is Mar-a-Lago. 3rd is 59, which is Joker. Who's the Mar-a-Lago Joker? We know who the Mar-a-Lago Joker is. He lives there. Anyway, so that's on the 185th day of the year. President Trump spoke about promissory notes, and then Melania tweeted about them re-signing. I think it was the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. It's one of them. I'm English, so forgive me. But it was one of the important documents. There's some numbers on promissory notes. I've forgotten what they are, but they're very significant. Yeah, so 210, because that's July the 4th. Okay, let's look at some others. This is beautiful. So, okay, this is one I came up with. So all the banks will fail in 2024. That comes to 486, which comes to 310 plus 176, which comes to the 310th day of the year is November 5th, and 176 is November the 5th, which is Back to the Future, which is level playing field, which is full conclusion, which is full disclosure, which is real Tom numbers. November the 5th is 143. Which is Paul Bushnell, which is Melania Trump, which is Building 7, which is Kryptonian, which is Blink of an Eye, I think it is. And then 24 is 167. President Trump came down the escalator on the 167th day of the year. Twitter, 115, which is 11.5, which is November 5th, changed its name to X. X in numbers is 24. 115 plus 24, so Twitter plus X comes to 139, which comes to Building 2. Yeah, Building 2, no, Tower 2, correction. Which also comes to Jasara dollars, which comes to Money Exchange, 139. But if you do November 5th, 143, plus 24, 167, that comes to 310. 310 is the quantum financial system. It's the creature from Jekyll Island, which is the exact opposite of the quantum financial system. 310 to Yuma is the film. President Trump kept going down to Yuma and telling us about the wall. Wall is 48. 48 is Zim. He kept going there. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is today's newspaper here in England. Can you see that? Here we blow again. Here we blow again. So, here we blow again in numbers comes to 339, which comes to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It also comes to On 310, because On is 29, which is Diana, which is AUG, August 29th, Judgment Day in Terminator 2. But here we go again. That comes to 310 plus 29, which is 339. Sorry, I should have said, it comes to 148, which is simple gematria, plus the exclamation mark. Okay, so look, that's it. So 148 Simple Gematria, Donald J. Trump, Emmett Brown, Time Traveler, plus the exclamation mark. Exclamation mark is 191, which is God's perfect number. Add those together, that's what comes to 339. And then if you want to do it this way, if you want to do exclamation point is 191. Exclamation mark is this, which is 160, which is Sound of Freedom. But 148 plus exclamation mark comes to 308. 308 plus 109, which is Daily Star, which is Nasara plus Jasara, comes to 417. 417 comes to 310 plus 107, which is Currency, which is Military, which is Quantum. Or you can do 355, which is Remember the 5th of November, plus 62, which is Shot, which is Nicola, which is Queen. And that comes to 417. So whether you call it an exclamation point, which is 191, or whether you call it an exclamation mark, which is 160, you still get the codes. They still all balance up for you. So this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of it. Okay, this is a personal one, but people that know my channel will know the significance of this. So I had the chance to talk to my Uncle Bill today. Bill, bills of exchange. But anyway, my Uncle Bill, he's the father of my dear cousin Paul, who passed away. But Paul is a main source of my information that comes to me. My higher self as well, and my grandparents Eileen and Sydney and others, but definitely Paul. Anyway, I'm thinking of the nursery rhyme that talks about two little dicky birds sitting on a wall. There's the wall again, 48, Tom, Zim. And it says about one called Peter, one called Paul. Fly away, Peter, fly away, Paul. Okay, I'm thinking this as I'm coming back on the bus today. And anyway, Paul Bushnell is 143. Paul Dennis Bushnell, his full name, is 208, which is Quantum System. Can you see that? Look at the nursery rhyme I looked up on YouTube. This is how it works. I got guided by him to look this up. And there's a song there of this nursery rhyme, and it's 208. 208 is Quantum System. 208 is also two beams of light. And I saw that in 2021 when I was in New York, and I was looking up on September 11th, and I saw the two beams of light commemorating the ground zero. Ground zero is 143, Paul Bushnell 143. But then there's a second song. And this one is 131, which is John F. Kennedy. But it's also Cousin Paul. And it's also American dollars, which is 131. So you've got 208, Quantum System, Paul Dennis Bushnell, and you've also got 131, which is Cousin Paul. Sorry, Paul Bushnell. Sorry, what am I saying? Cousin Paul, yeah. Cousin Paul is 131, which is American dollars, which is John F. Kennedy. And look at the third one, I love you, which is 115. And 115 is 11/5, which is November 5th. And Paul Bushnell is 143, which is November 5th. Ground zero, 143. We live in a matrix, everybody. We live in a matrix. Yeah, there's so much to all of this, and it's a privilege and an honor. There's so much to all of this. And it's just going to get brighter and brighter. It will continue to get brighter and brighter. As the darkness goes, it will get brighter and brighter. Talking of brightness, that's my Orgonite and Shungite pendant. That helped me a lot this weekend with traveling around and different time schedules, etc. But I got my sleeping puck, and you can also use the garden puck. You can use those for sleeping ones as well. Works just as well. Links are below. Okay, there's one other one I wanted to share with you before. Here we go. Where is it? Oh, that is the other thing. So come back, Paul. I might have said this. Come back, Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Fly away, Paul is 143. Paul Bushnell. But then it says come back, Paul. And come back, Paul is 103, which is Princess. Who's coming back? She's coming back, and so is everybody else. Because resurrection is 165 and Westminster is 165. Other physics is 165. Okay, so when Phil talked about November 5th, he said, well, he was saying, so November 5th, he was referencing yesterday, November 5th, 2023. 2023 or 2023, or currency 56 healing, or currency light, which is, the quantum financial system, quantum healing system, quantum justice system, quantum atonement system, all of it. Atonement is 107, quantum is 107, Aquarius is 107, Trump's is 107, Superman's 107. All justices will be restored, or injustices will be restored and reversed, and it will be like it never happened away. Work out the codes on that, misspeak. It will be like it never happened, and all people's tears and sorrows will be wiped away. Because that's the power of atonement. That's what the Bible talks about. That's what all things talk about. Okay. So November 5th, 143, 2023, 270. That comes to 413. 413 comes to 355 plus Nursery 58, XRP 58. And to Phil's credit, he said that's when Nursery started yesterday. It was done. And then you can take it further. If you do 310, which is the 310th day of the year, which is next year, which is 103, leaves you with 103. 103 comes to Princess, it comes to Jack Kennedy. There's a reference to September because there's an overlap on that, but it's November we're talking about, and that also comes to Come Back Paul. So fly away Peter, fly away Paul. Come back Peter, come back Paul. All of our loved ones are going to be resurrected. President Trump's already told us about the resurrection because the resurrection is 198, President Trump. Okay, if you do this differently, you can do 143 plus 223, which 223 is global currency reset. I believe we'll see that publicly next year in 2024. In fact, I'm certain of that. But if it's going on behind the scenes and that was a public marker for us, Anons and Truthers to receive, then great, thanks Phil, and whoever shared that with him. But if you do 143 November 5th plus 223 global currency reset, that comes to 366. And yesterday was November 5th. But for us to get to November 5th in 2023, it's not 365 days, it's 366 days, which comes to November 5th, 143 plus 223 global currency reset. 223, you drop the 0, 2023. But you add it, and it's telling us, that's another marker that's telling you in the future, from that point on, it's 366 days, which yesterday it was. God bless everyone. Thanks for the input, Phil. And thanks for all your input, and love everyone. Much love and support. I'll see you soon. Click subscribe. Make sure you double subscribe because lots of funny things are happening. Get your shungite, get your magnesium, get all of your stuff. And if you happen to see this and you're not subscribed, subscribe on Locals. You'll get all my best content first, and you get the deep decodes. Thanks everyone. Much love. God bless. I'll see you soon. Bye.